of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling Now I never been down with no OPP. I talking about selling our people's property. Don't know who doing it, so don't round me out. Don't send no police round me and tell me shush my mouth. Where's our conviction? But where's our pride? We selling everything, selling our backside. Just go online, it'll make you sick. You can buy any island, just point and click. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling our hey, hey. Ride him. My mother always say when you find a donkey, ride it. Who's donkey? Man, come on. We got a whole nation in 73. Now we getting back the whole country. What kind of fools we must be, selling out for a bag of rice and a cup of tea. You know what just bug me? Help me understand. I can't find piece of property for under 80 grand, but I can fix this. I know what to do. I can squat just like them other people try make me do. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling They're selling our country. Ooh, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling Everybody sells some every day. Giddy up. Come on. Oh, let's go. Who's the donkey again? They're selling one island. They will keep. What can be left for you and me? Is this the example? What's our kids to do? You want them have a sense of pride or go selling too? Cause they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling They're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling our whole country. Ooh, they're selling They're selling our country, yes man. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling They're selling our country, yes. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling
Whoa, girls, we out doing
Morning, Bahamas.
Yeah.
We are live in the community, fresh out of jail. You know, we some jailbirds around here.
Yes.
We some jailbirds. Fresh out the cell. Yeah, so fresh out of jail. We are in the community. We're actually in Pinewood today.
Yes, we are.
We did some stuff in Baintown about a month ago or so. And today we're in Pinewood. And we are here. Phone ringing. We are here with Miss Florence Johnson.
Hi.
How you doing?
Praise the Lord.
All right, we decided to come and bless Miss Johnson. You know, she's an elderly lady, and you know, her house needed some work, and we decided to come and help her out.
Yes.
We decided to come and help
Very
her out.
appreciated.
We wanted
Very
to help
appreciated.
some elderly people in different communities, you know, for Christmas, so that for Christmas you could smile.
Yes.
And we're starting from now, because it really is what is it, 2 months before Christmas?
Yeah.
It's about 2 months before Christmas, and we wanted to help some people out in the community, and so we decided to come in Pinewood and help this lady. We actually went in Baintown about a month ago, and we fixed someone's roof. We let some fellas in the community fix someone's roof. We don't show everything we do on social media. Another elderly lady, we bought her air condition. So a lot of work has been done. You know, she couldn't take the heat, so in Baintown, so she got an air condition. So shout out to Donna Major and her team down there in Baintown. But here we're in Pinewood, and this story is so funny. You know, Florence, this house ain't been but what, 8 years?
Yes.
8 to 10 years, I think.
8 to 10 years, yes.
And last time she painted yellow and red because she was hardcore F&M. And
Yes,
she painted yellow and red for all F&M. But we are repainting our house, and guess what? We painted yellow and red again. So this is our house.
Red is just my favorite color. Party. It's my color.
Yeah, man. But we just decided to bless her because Florence has been a blessing for so many people in this community and in other communities, and she's been a part of the church next door, and she's been doing so much for so much people, helping people out, feeding people and all that. So we decided to be a blessing to her. So how do you feel about this, the team coming down here today and blessing you?
Oh, I feel so good. I've been praying for it, but I had the money to get it together. But thanks God to all people here blessing me this morning. I feel like shouting, giving God the praise.
Oh, Lord.
Without him, and Lincoln come here this morning and bless me. I thank you, Lincoln. I thank you very much. People, get on board. Lincoln is the one. Don't fool with these F&M and PLP. All they doing is shoving in their pocket. Come out. You all come on. Get it together. Work with him. He's young and he got plenty ideas.
Yeah.
Plenty ideas.
And all the glory goes to God.
All the glory goes to God. Yes,
yeah,
Lord.
man. But I can take a look around the house, show all these people out here working. I'm so proud of them. So proud of them.
What?
How you doing?
Well, I didn't follow all of the words or statements of Brent Simonet, but I did know that I took note that he said that what I did was not unlawful. And I would invite Brent Simonet to examine his own record before he could point fingers. Here it is, we're talking about someone who introduced a Commercial Enterprises Act to allow persons in this country to bypass every process to obtain status in this country. We are talking about someone who had to resign on 2 occasions from the cabinet to come to the Bahamas. And so his own record ought to be examined before he could point fingers at anyone. In my view, he have no moral authority to speak to me on this matter.
He also said,
let me just say that I have always been a part of this community. And there's no accident I know how to do all the dancing. Because I always be and share with you. Because you are me and I am you. And I'll be here with you always. And those who knew me from the past and know me now, they always knew that I was there and always been there for you. I don't call you all, no, you all are not Haitians, Bahamians. You are Bahamian, and your origin is Haitian. Mine too, and many of us. We have to stay apart for now so we can be together later. You know now.
Are you all ready and willing to go?
Le problème pays, mettez-nous dehors. Pas de travail, pas de rien. Pas de manger, pas de boire.
Good afternoon, Bahamas, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for spending your Thursday evening with us. I'm just gonna take a second to fix up some technical issues. We already had some internet issues, etc., that were that were interesting. But hopefully we won't be on that tap. Just one sec. All right, so we gentlemen, so we hope your sound is good, that everything is good, and that everything is awesome. Hello from Spanish Rails. Welcome, Spanish Rails. We're looking forward to seeing you in Eleuthera next month. We're going to see you in Eleuthera, North Eleuthera, South Eleuthera, Spanish Rails, Harbor Island, etc., etc. We're going to be there. So Luther, get ready, get ready. We're going to give you the announcement on the exact date. But the last part of next month, we're going to be in Eleuthera. And so we're coming to take back Eleuthera. Everyone we talk to says they're turning Eleuthera into a ghetto. They're destroying our beautiful Bahama land. Our Bahamas is under invasion. It used to be a quiet invasion, but now it's the invasion has come out front. Since Louis George just put a post on his Facebook page saying that we're not in the bushes anymore. Come out, come out. Yes, he actually posted that as soon as PRP government won, and you started to see these people more bold, more in the front, more in the mall, talking loud, and the food started talking. You started to see them more pronounced. Ladies and gentlemen, something has happened. Something is happening, and we got to save our one country. We have to save our one country because only one we got. All right, and so, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, last week Saturday, there was a funeral service. And that funeral service, a serious act of treason took place. A serious crime against humanity took place. A serious attack on democracy and rule of law took place. Where Immigration Minister Keith Bell decided to give citizenship to 3 persons who, as far as we can see, did not qualify for that said citizenship. It was disturbing to a lot of people. While he was doing it, he said that what he was doing was unorthodox. 1, 2, he also said that the law did not allow for any part of what he was doing, but he was doing it anyway. That was an admission, a guilty admission. Remember that, because we're going to use moving this before a court of law. Yes, I said that. Ladies and gentlemen, what Keith Bell did was egregious, and as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, it was criminal. Keith Bell, based on your actions, you are a criminal. You are a criminal. Keith Bell came back, and instead of admitting his wrongdoing, he attacked a previous minister of immigration, and he basically described things that he did. The difference between that minister and you, Keith Bell, is that minister resigned. Now, Keith Bell doubled down on his illegality, and today at the press conference for the office of the Prime Minister, the new press secretary said unequivocally that Keith Bell did nothing wrong and that he isn't going to do it again. And that's it. That's it. We all know that Keith Bell is emboldened because he's doing the dirty work of Philip Brave Davis. They're doing this because they're trying to build a new voting bloc, and they're not going to let anything get in their way. This is what is emboldening them. I want you to hear him one more time. and then we're going to get to the point of this. Make sure you share this. Make sure that all of your friends and family are here, because you're going to hear what immigration officers have to say, and including senior officials that I've spoken to, and you're going to hear what angry Haitian nationals have to say. In fact, I'm going to start this broadcast with the words of an angry Haitian national. The person who was born in the Bahamas to two Haitian parents, and he had to go through the process. And he started that process when he was 19. He's now 40. He had immigration officials try to bribe him, ask him for $3,000. He said he refused to do that. He's angry. And many of them are angry. We heard from so many Bahamians of Haitian descent and Haitians who had to go through a long process, who had to pay money. Some of them send their receipts to show money that they paid. I have some of them. They're angry. And so while Keith Bell might have think that this was a political stunt that would have benefited him, it made a lot of the good thinking persons of Haitian descent and Haitians angry to see what took place. They know that what Keith Bell did is not the law, that it is not the process they went through. I'm going to explain the process to you and some other things. I'm going to let you hear, this is a 6-minute clip from a Haitian, a Bahamian of Haitian descent. He asked me to change his voice because he's still going through the immigration process. And there's a couple more that actually sent me voice notes that they wanted played. I'll see if I can get to them. But many of them are angry. I also spoke, as I said, to senior officials at immigration. And they informed me that what Keith Bell did with that funeral is a joke compared to what he does on a daily basis. Ladies and gentlemen, you are going to hear what, in their opinion, are the criminal acts of Keith Bell as immigration minister. The criminal acts, in their opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear what the Haitian nationals have to say. And then I'm going to tell you what Keith Bell really been up to. And this is going to blow your mind when you hear what the immigration officials are saying that this man has been up to and what's really going on. And they are begging us to take action. They are begging us to take him to court, and they'll provide the evidence. They've provided the evidence of all kind of wrongdoings and skullduggery that's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this man first. We alter his voice. And then when I come back, I'm going to tell you what Keith Bell has really been up to.
Hi, Mr. Lincoln. This is anonymous Haitian descent, born in the Bahamas, Freeport, Grand Bahama. Living in Freeport, Grand Bahama, with my mother and father. Both of them were a permanent resident when I applied, living in Freeport, Grand Bahama. I applied at the age of 19 and 24, living in Freeport, Grand Bahama. Both of the time, I went back and checked up on my citizenship situation. And both of the time, I was told that my my stuff were misplaced or they cannot find them. So I asked that who is going to replace my documents and so forth and so forth. And they, both of the time living in Freeport, Grand Bahama, they told me that that's on me, that I will have to replace my own documents and nobody never suffer consequences. It's been a long time. I don't remember these folks' name or whatsoever. Moved to Nassau and applied in Nassau. Living in Nassau, I had to come up with all the money, work hard and, come up with the money, replace all documents, get all documents and so forth. Applied at Hawkins Hill Immigration Office. And when I applied, I waited for a year before I went and checked back, because normally they tell you they will text, send you an email or call you. Never got none in a year time, so I went back and checked up on my stuff. Went back and checked up on my stuff. A young lady told me she'll be back And when she came back from the background, she came back with the same story telling me that my documents is misplaced. She cannot find them if I did really apply. So I gave her a look like, you know what I mean? Like I did. I have receipts. I have all of these things in my possessions. Showed her all of these stuff, and she'd see that I have proof that I'd applied. And I asked her, who is going to replace my documents? Same thing I asked living in Freeport, Grand Bahama. She told me the same thing. That's on you. You will have to replace your documents. And going through all this process, all the 3 of the time applying, living in the Bahamas 3 times, nobody suffer consequences. I left the country because I know it was going to get worse, because without a citizenship, Haitian born descent in the Bahamas, you don't have a work permit. To get the citizenship, that's when you get a work permit. So I cannot get a legitimate job. You understand? Now, as I was angry at the time, very, very angry, walking out the immigration office on Hawkins Hill, and I was approached by an immigration officer. And at the same time, I had my now fiance on the phone on hold. And I was walking out. This immigration officer guy approached me. I guess he see that the lady came and told me that my stuff was misplaced. And he figured that's gateway for him to make some side money. And he approached me, was like, if I have $3,000, that he can get me the stuff faster. So I gave him an angry look, and he could see it wasn't no good answer he was going to get. And I told him, I was like, I would never buy a document in this country where I was born and raised, regardless where my parents are from. I watched other friends did it, and it didn't end well. You understand? I have witnesses on top of witnesses on this situation in my life. I've been going through the situation from age 19, living in the Bahamas. I'm going to be 40 years old this year. You understand? I'm getting sick and tired of this situation. And here it is. I was watching the news, and I see that Key Bell swear in somebody at a funeral, a Haitian born in Haiti. And kids at the age of 8 and 11 years old, they're not even 18. Like, you understand what I'm saying? They tell you, go through the process the correct and right way, which I did all 3 times living in the country. Why it is that they misplaced my documents and nobody suffer consequences. Nobody even look at me or say anything to say that is wrong. But I came to America and applied again. 2020. You understand? I applied 2020, attached the letter of the situation that I went through living in the Bahamas, that what they put me through, they misplaced my documents, or 3 times I applied living in the country. And here it is going on 4 years. I still haven't heard anything from anybody. And the reason why I approach you and contact you is because I see the situation what Keith Bell did. They keep telling me it's pending, giving me a story every time I call the immigration place while living in America. These people do not have a soul. These people do not have a heart. I think, Mr. Lincoln, you need to expose these people and get the right people in the position to do the right thing for the right people, because we are doing it the right way. You understand? I do not have a problem with nobody nationality, because the Bahamas is my country where I was born and raised, regardless where my parents are from. Where I'm in America, when they ask where I'm from, I say Bahamas. I do not say Haiti. This is frustrating. I have a young daughter living in the Bahamas. I could not even give my last name to, because it's a shame. I don't want her to go through the process of this chaotic stuff that these people have some biases against, I don't know, and they want to make some side money, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's sickening. I'm very sick of it. Like I said, I have witnesses on top of witnesses who can verify everything that I'm saying over to you right now, Mr. Lincoln, because I'm sick of it, and I need this to be exposed, and I need to help so I can get my stuff and move on with my life, because without this, it was a chaotic living in the Bahamas without it. I have 3 siblings born and raised in the Bahamas who has their citizenship as well. So why it is I'm going through this chaotic headache with the immigration system, doing the corruption like what they used to, and you know what I mean? Like, it's sickening, and I'm tired, and I don't think I'm going to go through this process the following year with them. And this is why I contact you, so this can be exposed and this can be stopped. So y'all need to go wherever y'all need going to get these people out of parliament and put the right people there, so the right people can get their stuff. Because I have friends living in the country right now, been waiting 10, 15, 25 years, so long on these type of situation. But here it is, this gentleman went and swear in somebody at a funeral. That is a slap and a disrespect to a Haitian born in the Bahamas, and they went through the process the right and correct way, which they always slap you in the face and tell you. So I do not know. So please, sir, if you can help me to get this out so I can get my stuff and I move on with my life the right and legitimate way in this world like everybody else, because it's not comfortable without it. I never had a passport or anything like that in my life, so I really need this to be out there so these folks can know and the Bahamian people can know what they're doing to the Haitian descent born in the Bahamas and who's going through the process the right way. Thank you, sir. You have a blessed day, and God be with you and the rest of Bahamian and Haitian descent Bahamians born in that country. Bless.
We live in a country where we have one problem, and that problem is called corruption. And we keep putting up with that corruption every election cycle. We put up with it, then we complain. Then we put them back, then we complain. Then we put them back, then we complain. Every single time we put the Progressive Liberal Party in, these kinds of scandals happen. Every time, without fail. And then they come and woo us and fool us again. And woo us and fool us again. And we say, oh, they could change. So I guess next, Chester Coop up next, they can say, oh, he different. He could change, and we expect something different. The Free National Movement thinks that they have next. And I guess they want us to think that they've changed. But nothing has changed. They're just as corrupt as they were. Their immigration ministers, Brent Simonet, was just as corrupt. The Free National Movement, after myself and others made a call for them to actually do something. I guess they were feeling the pinch, and they decided to go out today and read verbatim from a post that Maria Daxon put out today talking about the process for applying for citizenship. They read that verbatim as if it was their own. And then they said Brave got to go a couple times, and they left. So he called for a protest, and I guess the 15 of them decided to go there. I don't know if that's actually 15, but the 15 of them decided to go out there, and that's the action he decided to take because they didn't really want to take action. The FNM is impotent, and they are a waste of time. Michael Pintard is being paid almost $500,000. Almost $500,000 between his salary as the leader of the opposition, his salary as a member of parliament, the money he gets for his constituency allowance, and also for his constituency office. He's also getting monies for his office of the lead the opposition. He's getting a budget for that that's actually more than the constituency office. He's getting staff, including police officers, including office workers, and this amounts to about $500,000 a year or a little bit more. Is what we are paying him to do his job. And so far, he's been an abject failure and a puppet and lapdog of Philip Brave Davis. That is what he's been. And so today they went out there just to say that, oh, see, people can't say we didn't say something. So they went out there, didn't call for the public to come out so we could see the public's appetite. and they just said a couple of stuff at the immigration office and went home. That's it. They can't say we didn't do something. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to stand up for our country, and I am calling on all Bahamians to stand up. All Bahamians, regardless of your political persuasion. We are going to the office of the Prime Minister, the Cabinet Office, where Keith Bell will be, the Prime Minister will be. We're going there for a protest next week, Tuesday, on Tuesday, coming Tuesday, the 4th of July, the American holiday, not a holiday here, the 4th of July. Come out, bring your umbrellas just in case. We are going there. We're going to deliver documentation to them. We're going to deliver documentation outlining the crimes of Keith Bell, the illegality of Keith Bell, the ultra-virus actions of Keith Bell, which I'll get into right now. We're going to outline them. We're going to demand that he is fired immediately, not resign. If he resigns, it means that Brave Davis is weak and jellyback, and he's not brave. He needs to be fired. But of course, the cover-up has begun, as it has been with all of their MPs. The cover-up of Jobette Colby, who allegedly assaulted a police officer. The cover-up of Kurt Cornish. Now the cover-up of Keith Bell. We're going to go there. We're going to put this in writing. We're going to make a demand, give them a demand letter, and then it's time for a judicial review. We're going to lawyer up, and we're going to file for a judicial review because of certain things that we now know that is happening in that ministry. All right? And so, ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves. We're going to have a little conversation. After I release that audio, and of course, you've noticed that the media won't even mention me. If this was real media, CNN and MSNBC, one of them, they would have said, audio release by Lincoln Bain, investigations done by this person, that person. They would have talked to you. They would have said, okay, you released an audio. Where did you get this audio? What's behind it? Why do you feel the importance of releasing it? They would have actually interviewed you. That's what real media does, but we don't have real media in the Bahamas. We have media that is sold out. I don't want credit for anything. I'm just trying to show you how corrupt the media is. I don't care about credit for anything, including our ideas that we put out there. I just want the Bahamians to benefit. And we cannot benefit from a fourth estate that is sold out, from a corrupt media, from media that spreads lies, knowingly spreads lies and twists the truth. We cannot. And so we have to be our own media. You have to spread the word. You have to spread these social media. Remember that this is not just Facebook. Some of your family are on Facebook. You can share the YouTube link. Some of them on Twitter. We're also on Twitter. We're on LinkedIn. We're on several different platforms, but everyone can get YouTube. You can send the YouTube link to them at the Lincoln Bain page or Bahamian Evolution. Most people watch on Bahamian Evolution on YouTube or on Coalition of Independence. All right, so either one of them you can find the broadcast on. Make sure you share it. Make sure you take clips from it, cut it up, and send it to your family and friends and your family groups, etc., and spread the message. And so this is where we are. So, ladies and gentlemen, we sit tight. We got to have a conversation tonight about evil and corruption. I'm going to start this. Make sure you're sitting down. I'm going to start this by talking about the procedures for application. All right, the procedure, the real procedure for applying for citizenship. Let's start from there. All right, and this is the correct procedure for applying for citizenship. An applicant applies, this is number one, an applicant applies in writing to the Director of Immigration with all the requisite seeking consideration. Number two, the said application is processed by the Immigration Department. So even though the law says you apply to the minister, you actually apply to the Immigration Department. That's how it works. The law is funny, all right, when it comes to certain things like that. So that's how we don't understand how certain things are worded. So you apply to the Department of Immigration, all right, even though the law says apply to the minister. The said application, if correct, is given to the Minister of Immigration for onward transmission to the board or the cabinet for review. The director is to sit as the executive officer to the board on all immigration matters. The director is to sit as the executive officer to the board, the cabinet, on all immigration matters. So the director of immigration is supposed to be a part of this process, not the minister. You can't do it. You can't make your own decision. The director of immigration sits as the executive, like the Queen, executive authority, the director. And our present director of immigration is a female. All right. When the cabinet paper is approved, the minister is empowered to notify the director of immigration to inform said applicant of the outcome of this matter. The staff of the director then informs the said applicant in writing of the outcome of their matter and informs the said applicant of a date and time of supervised swearing-in ceremony under strict supervision to safeguard the integrity of the process and to protect the names of applicants. That official also informs the applicant of the cost of the successful application and given a one-year time limit to respond and pay the fees. 8. Once authorized, fees are paid in full. Said process for swearing in takes place within the immigration department setting to safeguard the integrity of the process and to have the oath administered by immigration trained authorized personnel obligated under the Secrecy Act. Number 9, the Minister of Immigration, Department of Immigration, and/or his permanent secretary then signs off on the citizenship certificates, and it is thus issued to the applicant after the swearing-in ceremony. All right. Number 10, the director and the minister then gives the successful applicant their charge of the do's and don'ts of citizenship to avoid breach and revocation in the event of a serious breach. Yes, their citizenship can be revoked. Any paper Bahamian citizenship can be revoked according to law. Next. And so that's the 10 steps. All right. So basically what happened with the minister is out of all charges and does not follow the law, etc., etc. All right. There's also other steps of publishing in the paper and other things that need to happen. And so these stuff, we see where they took place. The government has still not said that it has not shown us anything. And so there are some questions that we have that government must answer. All right? These are some questions that the government must answer. And these were provided to us by senior officials of the Department of Immigration. They said, Lincoln, these are the questions that you must ask the government. Okay? And you wait for the answers because they know the answers and they are going to drop the bomb based on their answers. But they know that because they know of the culpability and guilt of the minister, that there will be no answer. But these are the questions. 1. Well, not 1 yet, but if due process did occur with regard to the matter of citizenship for the woman/wife, we must ask for evidence of the following. All right? For evidence. 1. Was relevant application form submitted? That's the first question the Department of Immigration told us to ask. Was the relevant application form submitted? So we need to know who submitted to. 2, were supporting documents submitted? That means birth certificate, English translation, marriage certificate, medical certificate, police certificate, etc. So were these things submitted? Keep Bell, or are you going to go rush and try to get them now? Well, we have our people watching. 3, was process fees paid? Well, in fact, we heard him say that the children will not have to pay, but the adult will have to pay. But the process is you get a letter, all right? You get a letter, and after you get that letter telling you that the application is being accepted, you have a year to respond to the letter and pay your fees, to accept and pay your fees. So obviously, at the time when he swore her in and gave a certificate, the fees weren't paid. So this is another breach that everyone ignored. The fees obviously weren't paid, and he issued them certificates live in front of everyone, saying that they would have to pay, but the children won't have to pay. So he's changing the laws right there before your very eyes, because the certificate cannot be issued according to law unless first they pay the fees. That clearly did not happen. This is not just about doing the ceremony in a church or at a funeral, which is what the Progressive Party is trying to focus on. No, there's a lot of things that did not happen that made this thing illegal. You just illegally issued a certificate to someone who didn't pay. Is that stealing? Is that fraud? The minister committed fraud. That is fraud. You know that the person didn't pay, and you took it upon yourself to still issue it to them. So let me give you an example. If a lady is a cashier at Super Value, and one of her friends come in, they come to her register, she gives them a receipt, and knowing they didn't pay, give them the receipt so that when they go to the door, the security would see the receipt and say, okay, you can leave. Once the person watching the camera sees that no money transaction took place, both persons are arrested for fraud. And so what the minister did was fraud. It's a crime. He has no authority to waive any payment. There is nothing in the law that says that he can waive a payment, that he can go against what is the actual rules and law of this whole thing. Now, I believe that they did make payment, but I believe it just wasn't to the government. I believe they made payment to either Luby or Keith directly, because the way I had access to call Keith on his cell phone while he was away. How many of you ever tried to call those MPs to see if they answer their phone? But he was answering nothing. Luby George's partner. But anyway, that law was broken. Let me continue. Well, the processor's fees paid. And so that's what senior officials at immigration wanted us to ask. For, was she interviewed? Because the immigration officials are up and down trying to figure out, well, who interviewed this woman? When this interview happened? Was she interviewed as you're supposed to be? 5, did she sit and pass the citizenship exam? 6, was summary prepared for cabinet? 7, is there a cabinet conclusion? So cabinet normally sends a document to show, and it goes in the system to show that cabinet has made a decision. Is there a cabinet conclusion? These officials are asking the questions that they already know the answer to. Keep Belly in trouble. And so now the officials at immigration, senior officials, want us to ask the following regarding the children. 1, Which application form was submitted for them? They said it had to be a citizenship form 4 because they are minors. 2, which parent signed the citizenship application form? 3, why? Because the problem is that, and the other one is in Albanian. Number 3, why didn't they follow the path of Article 7 of the Constitution, meaning make the application at 18 years and before 19 years? Number 4, was their application properly documented? And also, did they provide the birth certificates to these children? Number 5, was processing fee paid in both instances? We know that answer is no, because he said the children don't have to pay. The Bahamas, the banana republic of banana republics. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's about to get serious. A lot of immigration, low-ranking and high-ranking officials reached out to me when they saw this happening. And they are very concerned about some things at the Department of Immigration. And they said to me, Lincoln, you know, a lot of people were dismayed and disturbed at how Keith Bell is running immigration. He is running it like he is some kind of god. He is intimidating persons. There are persons who are doing things just because he said to do it, even though it's against the law. And they say, well, the minister say do it. He's intimidating persons, and if you speak out against him or challenge him in any way, you are victimized. And these officials gave me examples of where this happened. The days are ending when Bahamians are going to be victimized, treated like second class in this country, and pressured by politicians. We are preparing to take power away from the politicians, and this is what the COI is up to. All of our policies are going to make this happen. So, there's some things remember, you can hit on YouTube, if Facebook is attacked, etc. We just saw an attack just now. Make sure you stay focused. Keith Bell, you have been a very naughty boy. Keith Bell, you have been a very naughty boy. Keith Bell, you have been a very, very naughty boy. And we're coming to see you on Tuesday with a parting gift, jewelry. Because you have been a very naughty boy. Now, I see someone says audio. I don't know if still having audio problems. Let's get to it. I hope you can hear me. The audio is good. I'll wait and see. Is the audio good? Y'all let me know. Our own producers, let me know if the audio is good. It's good. Okay, it's good now. All right, perfect. Okay, some people saying it's good. All right, let's get to it. Good. Senior immigration officials informed me, senior. I spoke to the bottom and the top. That they were experiencing situations like they would see letters of approval in the system, meaning the ministers approving these applications. They would see letters of approval in the system. Remember, the entire system now is digital. The system is digital. All right, and this is why they should be able to easily find where your documents are, et cetera, et cetera. When we get in, there's going to be a situation where whoever your documents are going to have QR codes on them, and that when that person who's in front of gets your documents, they scan to say they have your documents, and the system would know exactly where your documents are. And in the system, and if you go on our website and look at the good governance plan for good governance on coalitionofindependence.com, you will see all of this. You will be able to see exactly where your whatever application is along the way. Whether you're applying for a building permit, work permit, whatever you're applying for, you'll be able to see exactly where it is along the way. Like when you apply for when you ship something on FedEx, you can see exactly where it is. That's what we are moving to. It's very easy. All right, every application will have a QR code. Once they scan it, you'll be able to see, and I don't care if that's your passport application, whatever it is, you will know that it's on this page, that's where it is, and it has a delay here or there. Come on, man, we need a country that works. But in any event, the system is digital now, and so it is online, and so the director and deputy director started to see that these letters of approval were in the system, but there was no cabinet conclusion. So that means it didn't go before cabinet. And so the director saw, oh, wait, why are these applications approved, but there's nothing from cabinet to say that this went before cabinet? And so the director questioned the minister. The deputy director was asked to call the persons at the building, I think it's the Monarch building where it goes on. And so the deputy director called staff down there at the other building where Keith Bell took his team that will deal with citizenship, etc., and asked them, why are there letters of approval in the system but no cabinet conclusion? And so the worker who put it through said, well, we didn't get a cabinet conclusion, but the minister ordered it. And so approvals for citizenship, according to senior officials, have been going through, ordered by the minister without cabinet approval. That's what's happening in this country. They're selling this country out. And so when the deputy director questioned how this could be because that is against the law, Keith Bell then calls the deputy director and blasted off for questioning him. Keith Bell, but what I'm saying, we know what we're talking about. Keith Bell, you have been a very naughty boy. Keith Bell blasted the deputy director for questioning him. And his words to her was that immigration has no process. Basically, he is saying it is what he said it is. He said to her, immigration has no process. And this was the first strike against her. This deputy director, according to the staff who gave me this information, Her name is Faustine Major Smith. Her name is Faustine Major Smith. We'll get back to that in a minute. All right? I'll stay tuned because Keith Bell be coming for you. The days of victimization is over. Those days when people were afraid of politicians, that's over. When you touch a Bahamian in this country, the COI is coming for you. And so they said that what he does is he's working there, he's hands-on there. And he is controlling everything, and he's putting this stuff through, and they are just pushing stuff through to give citizenship like crazy right now. He said he's intimidating the staff, and they're doing stuff, and the only thing that they can say, well, the minister say do it. And everyone was afraid on pins and needles, because if he say do it, you better just do it. They said it's so crazy around there because Keith Bell is interfering and just messing up everything. They gave an example of an instance where a man was Jesus Lord, I don't know what to say. You'll hear this. A man got citizenship as a spouse. A man got citizenship as a spouse, but it turns out his spouse wasn't Bahamian. A man got citizenship as a spouse, and it turned out the spouse wasn't Bahamian. The woman wasn't Bahamian. And they had to reverse his citizenship. This is what the department had to do. Since Keith Bell has come there, they've had to reverse so many things, and some things they can't touch because he's in it. And they said, no, no, you can't do this. You gave him citizenship, you say, oh, don't worry about that, man. His wife is Bahamian. And when the director is checking into this, hold on, this woman ain't Bahamian. Oh, the minister said. And while we were there, we saw Shane Gibson poke his head out again. Shane Gibson. And say that he used to swear people into. Of course, they're trying to cover up. And it looks legitimate by saying, we need someone who was a minister to say they used to do it too, so Keith Bell won't look so bad. Shane, you go make a statement. Tell them you did it too. The officials at immigration said that Shane Gibson never swore in anyone. One official was there for 30 years. I think it's almost 40 years. They said Shane Gibson never swear at nobody. Nor Ellsworth, nor Brand, nor Brent. Never swore at anybody. Shane Gibson is lying. The most he would have done is come there and give a speech. They said the senior officers of the Department of Immigration would do that role. The senior officers, the senior officials at immigration are also extremely concerned. They are extremely concerned that a man who was made a consultant, brought back and made a consultant. His name is Tilly Burrows. He was made a consultant at immigration. He's the brother of Greg Burrows, the former MP, the guy who used to own the gas station on South Beach next to the police station. Greg Burrows. reason Greg Burrows was in charge of Rosen Park. But Tilly Burrows has been made a consultant. All right, remember they put all these millions of dollars aside, 67, I think, dollars aside for consultants. That's free money they could just give to who they want. They say, okay, we're giving you this $1 million. Give me 200,000 of that, eh? That's the kind of stuff that politicians do. I'm not saying that that's exactly what they did in this case, but that's what they're doing with this consultant money. Some of that is going to fund the party. Some of it gets split up. That's free money. But anyway, Tilly Burrows was made a consultant at immigration. And what concerns the high-level officials who provided me the information in the picture, by the way, what concerns them is that he has access to the immigration system. He has access to the computer system. And they said the access was given to him by Keith Bell. They said the minister allowed him to have access. They said consultants aren't supposed to have access to the computer system. This is unheard of. They said the way that immigration is being run is criminal. You'll remember that Tilly Burrows is also the gentleman who just got the contract for the rental for the building for the consumer protection. Remember we had Rock Morris on this show? And Rock Morris talked about the building on Harold Road. Tilly Burrows is involved in that, and they are getting $100,000 a month for that building from the government. Free money, gravy train. That's the same Tilly Burrows. And they said he is hand and foot with Keith Bell, and they are controlling this operation to build a new voting bloc by giving out citizenship like candy while breaking the law to do so. They said they are concerned that the minister is dealing with the day-to-day operation of immigration when the law, the cabinet rule says that the minister is not to interfere with the day-to-day operations of cabinet. The law says that the minister is not to interfere. The minister deals with policy. He communicates the policy of the government to the ministry. That's it. He is not to run ministry. We keep confusing that and forgetting and saying, oh, the minister is part of this here, but no. He's not to run the day-to-day operations. And so that concerns a lot of the people there. The Immigration Act says that the director is responsible for the day-to-day operations of the Department of Immigration, the Director of Immigration, not the minister. And so the minister has no power to override the director on anything. And so what they were told was that Keith Bell was trying to get a law amendment so that he could have full autonomy on citizenship matters that nothing would have to go before the cabinet. And they were going to push this through, and they're still attempting to push this through because it went to cabinet and only one member of the cabinet objected. That was Glennis Arnold. So that the minister can do this outside of cabinet oversight. That's what Keith Bell wants. We have to fight that. And you know why. I also asked the senior officials if immigration is still giving work permits to Haitian nationals. You will remember after our protest, our last protest in the office of the Prime Minister, the minister himself, Keith Bell, came, and one of the things he announced was that they will no longer be giving out work permits to Haitian nationals. They said they cited fraudulent documents and all manner of things that they cited, reasons why they want to stop it, but it was really because we put that in writing and delivered it to them. But the senior officials said they have not stopped. They are still giving out work permits like candy. This is what the senior officials have informed us. Okay? And so we spoke to a senior official who was in charge of the detention center. I'll say at one point to spread it out so they don't know exactly who we're talking about. And they said that they would have persons who were deported, put on the restricted list, and then they would come back to the Bahamas with a work permit. They would get deported out of the country, put on the restricted list. You can't come back list. And then they would show back up, work permit in hand. They're saying that some stuff going on under Keith Bell's administration of immigration. They gave it an egregious example of a woman. And these people they got all their documents. They got their files. They gave an example. So, yeah. There was a woman who was placed, she was deported. She was taken to the detention center. She was there. She was ordered deported. She was on the airplane, on the plane to be deported. And Keith Bell's personnel came with a work permit for the woman, authorized by the minister, and they cut off the plane. They had to take her off the plane. So the person in charge was like, how could she get a work permit? How could she apply for a work permit while in the Bahamas? How could she apply for a work permit while in the detention center? It is impossible for her to fulfill the requirements of the work permit, like medical, et cetera, because she was in the detention center. It is impossible for her to have a work permit. They said, well, the minister said, Mom, is you all awake yet? I'm giving certain examples because it will jog the memory of Keith Bell, and he will know that we know. He will know that we know. And so they had to take the woman off the plane. Because she got a work permit that she can't even apply for while in the Bahamas. Who got paid? They are saying that citizenships are being given like candy. They are circumventing the rules, and that someone needs to do something. Righteous persons at the Ministry of Immigration are begging us to take a stand. They don't want to lose their job. They're willing to provide certain things, but they need to be kept protected. They don't want to get victimized. But they said we are in a crisis under Keith Bell and the way he's running that ministry. There's another example where Deputy Director Faustin Major Smith, I'm told, had a run-in with Keith Bell. Do you remember the story of over 100 Chinese being found in the Hilton Hotel? And immigration went there and picked them up, put them in the bus. Will Keith Bell himself called Faustin? He told people, oh, Faustin called the media, etc., etc. I'm told she didn't. And I was called by officers who were there, but it wasn't Faustin. Keith Bell called Faustin and said, let the Chinese go, and we will let them apply the next day. Keith Bell told Faustin Smith, the Deputy Director of Immigration, let the Chinese, the buses for the Chinese go, and we will let them apply the next day. The Director of Immigration protested, was angry at this, but there's nothing they can do. The director, not Faustin, the director, but there was nothing they could do. Faustin is the deputy director. And they had to let them out of the bus. Who was paid? Notice I call in names. And so the director of immigration, I think her name is Katura. I'm sorry, I didn't put a name here. She's a resident of Pinewood, I think, for a very long time. She's almost at the end of her duty. Very good, honorable person. The director, who did not give me this information, the director sent a memo to Keith. The director sent a memo to Keith. The director memo to Keith, objecting to his actions. A strong memo questioning him about his actions. To no avail. Keith is running the ministry like a criminal organization. Because the deputy director, Faustin Smith, challenged Keith Bell on more than one occasion, she did nothing wrong. They sent her a letter and placed her on administrative leave. She didn't sign the letter, and no reason was given why she was being placed on administrative leave. The permanent secretary said that that is illegal. She was not allowed to defend herself. Normally, they will send you something, a letter, ask you to show cause. That's the procedure. That didn't happen to her. This is an officer who for many years worked hard, went up the ranks, became the deputy director. Goes to work at 6:45 a.m. and leaves work at 8 or 9 p.m. daily. But because she would obey the evil of Keith Bell, she was put on leave illegally illegally, unlawfully. And every time she put up an appeal, and every time that's supposed to come up, they adjourn it. There's another appeal coming up next month, I think. And then the appeal goes to in front of the Minister of Labor. Guess who's the Minister of Labor? Pete Bell, the same man who wrongfully put her on leave. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Immigration, according to persons on the inside, is being run like a criminal organization. We have to stand up. I'm asking you to stand with me. I'm asking you to come out on Tuesday and save our country, because if we wait another 3 years to stand up against these criminals, we ain't gonna have no country. Pete Bell are breaking the law. I'm comfortable because he was getting away with so much and no one was saying anything. He got comfortable. That's why he can say, listen, what I doing is against the law, don't matter. I sure know I's the boss. I run things. I doing this anyway. And because he knows that they are corrupted Bahamians who care more for party than country. And they will defend his evil doings. I even see some people posting section 16 of the Act, of the Immigration Act, to deceive people. I see, because they keep us dumb and not knowing the law and not knowing civics so that they could get away with their nonsense. That is why they keep us uneducated. That is why they keep us backwards. Because if we knew the law, they couldn't get away with some of the things that they're getting away with. They're quoting section 16. All right, I heard someone made a Facebook post that they're sending it around saying, see, the minister don't have to answer to nobody. Because they are misunderstanding section 16 of the Act. I'll show you that and read that for you, because it's a lack of education that causes us to jack up our whole country. We screenshot what it actually says. And there are PLP operatives that are sharing this around. So in other words, they're trying to say, well, the minister is God. He can do whatever he wants. So why are you trying to say he do something wrong? This is in miscellaneous. The minister's decision to be final. Now, when it says the minister's decision, this is not talking about the minister. Remember, you don't apply to the minister. This is talking about the decision of the Department of Immigration, even though it said the minister. The decision of the cabinet and the Department of Immigration. That's what it's talking about. What it's saying is that they don't have to explain nothing to the individual, because in law, any process, the due process, you're supposed to, if you reject someone, you're supposed to tell them why. So they have to put in the law to explain that, listen, once the minister tell you no, or once immigration tell you no, it's no. They don't have to explain to you and you can't challenge it. That's what they were saying here. But this is what the Act says. The minister shall not be required to assign any reason for the grant or refusal of any action or the making of any order under this Act, the decision upon which is at his discretion. And the decision of the minister on any such application or order shall not be subject to appeal or review in any court. So in other words, we ain't letting no immigrants clog up our court system by challenging the minister because he refused their application. That's the purpose of this. Because they're challenging immigration, because immigration say no. That's the purpose of this. This isn't saying the minister can do whatever he wants, because if that's the case, we don't need regulations. The minister can say, listen, see that dog? Dog is a citizen. He can do whatever he wants. That's not what this is saying. Let's not be deceived by political trolls. It was so interesting. You know, around, what was it? 2014 or so, the PLP was in power, and Fred Mitchell and was rounding up these Haitians, and Brave Davis was the Minister of Works and was breaking down shanty towns. All PLPs were speaking out against the Haitians. The FNMs was defending. All the PLPs was on a different side just because of the position of their party. Now these PLP trolls are on the other side. You see how persons are so easily deceived? Don't be easily deceived. We need a new kind of behavior. All right? I'm calling on every red-blooded Bahamian who breeds and bleeds black, gold, and aquamarine. Join us at the Cabinet Ministry, at the Cabinet, the Office of the Prime Minister on West Bay Street this Tuesday. You'll stand with me, yeah? You'll stand for our country. Because if you don't stand up, they're going to say, wow, get exposed and the people ain't saying nothing and they ain't do nothing. They're going to go crazy. If they get away with this and y'all don't stand up, it's over. They're going to feel invincible. We have to show them that they're not invincible. They're not gods, and it's our country. And we're not going to let them sell this out. All Bahamians, you all stand with me. Get all your family and come out. The staff have given us the evidence. They have testified. They are willing to come to court if they are subpoenaed to say that they are destroying our country in the ministry. Nothing they're saying is the truth. And they're giving away citizenship like candy. What you saw him do was a tip of the iceberg, I'm told. The examples I gave you was a tip of the iceberg. Listen, there are so many examples. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to present some examples and we're going to present to the Prime Minister and the Cabinet unlawful actions. You see, they're saying he did no crime. What's the crime? He did one. I showed you where he did fraud when he gave those prisoners a certificate and they didn't pay. 1. 2. When you aid and abet, this is why they feel it is criminal act. This is an example. When you aid and abet an illegal immigrant, that's crime. You know that, right? Aiding and abetting an illegal immigrant is a crime in the Bahamas. Harboring them, aiding them, etc. is a crime. So when a woman is being deported and you help her to get a work permit unlawfully, you have committed a crime. Everyone who participates, I'm calling on everyone in the Department of Immigration, take notes, take pictures, record videos, expose the minister. When he gives you instructions, take notes, send the emails to us. Expose what's going on. We cannot let our country go to the dogs. You're doing it in the public interest. Under the law, you can disseminate information if it's in the public interest. You can record your minister and publish it if it's in the public interest. You can do that. I need to see some commitment here. Who's committed to coming out on Tuesday. Let me see who's going to be there. Let me see if anyone is going to be there. Let me see. Let other people see that you're going to be there. Let's see. Who is going to be out on Tuesday at the Prime Minister's office? I know I'm not going to be there alone. Who's ready to stand up for this country? See, they distract you with this conversation, but homosexual, and that is important. We ain't letting no mental people take over this country and have no advantage in this country. That's not going to happen. But first, we need to have a country. The legal and illegal immigrants are taking this country right from under us. All our jobs, everything's being taken from us. Everything is going chaotic in this country. Let me see you. Who's going to be there? Who's going to be there? Who says me and my family? I'm going to be there. I'm going to open the phone lines now. I want to hear what you have to say about what you just heard. I'm going to open the phone lines. This is serious. This is serious. Let me just do a little commercial very quick, and then we'll open the phone lines.
Do I have political aspirations? You are run for House Assembly or you want to be appointed to the Senate? I love politics. That's not the question, man. Stop being smart. Do you intend to offer yourself if the opportunity arises? Should an opportunity arises that I feel makes sense, and an opportunity did come about, things in proper perspective here, I was offered an opportunity to run. And you declined? Position, and I feel as if it would put me in a better position. We have expanded so much so that we've stopped using the ATRs, and now the 130-seat Bahamas Air jet flies into Cape Haitian, goes in full, comes out full. Regularly. So now at the ticket price is around $500 to $600. So to get to Haiti? Yeah. So you do the math. Every week on a Tuesday and every week on a Saturday, twice per week. Do the math yourself. $500 times 130 twice a week. Haitians ain't contributing. I mean, the woman get bigger for any old Tom, Dick, and Harry. Yes. And the child becomes a citizen. Yeah. And next 18 years, he could run for parliament in my country. Just as you try going down to Haiti. Just your man, you're far from Haiti, right? Just as you go down there and try it. Bahamian. Yes. Because I'm a Bahamian. You think Bahamian citizenship is something? No, I don't. Citizenship is like popcorn, eh? No. What I do? Why you don't go back to Haiti and open a business, Louis? Yeah, why don't you stop being sexist? You have any relatives in Haiti right now? Sexist. Do you have any relatives in Haiti? I have plenty, but you're being sexist. Why don't you ever go back and set up a business in Haiti to try to improve? Why you don't go to the United States to set up? You got I'm from Andros. I am from
It makes me sick to the stomach to hear this fella who said that he plans on being Prime Minister of the Bahamas, and to watch as Bahamians sit back and allow the takeover of our country. The phone lines are open, 803-5995, 803-5995. What we just did was just over the bow, let the minister know that we know, and we are officially demanding the termination of the Minister of Immigration. We demand it, and we go to the phone lines. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good night, my president.
Good night.
Now, I want all my Bahamian people who's serious and also Haitians who born here. You know, at the end of the day, they can try to block. So I'm advising everybody, listen, y'all put on your walking shoes and y'all do like the Australians did. When they hike up the gas prices, everybody shut their vehicles off and left their cars. So if we have to do that, then be prepared to do it. Walk to the Prime Minister's office, because they are going to try, just like the last time, on January 17th, when they had every cricket cranny with the barricade. So y'all be prepared to walk. Y'all call in sick, do whatever y'all have to do, but y'all come and take a stand. This is ridiculous. This is treasonous at the highest degree. He is the worst minister ever. And he just as arrogant as hell. He don't care. And that's sad. Immigration shut down, everywhere shut down, nobody go to work. That's what we have to do. We have to get these people out of our house. We cannot wait for the next 3 years. If 130 of them, like Julie George say, comes in every week, in 10 weeks, that's what? 130,000 for 10 months or so. It's ridiculous. That will be too much in 3 years. Bahamian stand and let's get these people out of our house, man. It's ridiculous.
It is.
I mean, the tourists that I deal with on a daily basis, they're like, why so much people on Bay Street that cannot speak English? You ask them something, all they say $20, $20. They're not even listening to what we're asking them. And the tourists are getting frustrated.
Yeah.
And that's sad. So Bahamians, y'all stand, y'all prepare to walk with your family to the office of the Prime Minister. Only so much record, only so much things can happen.
Thank you for your call. I gotta take another call, all right?
All
right. Good evening, you're live.
Hey, Lincoln.
Hey.
I got a comment.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, Lincoln, I think you are in the... Hello?
Yes, go ahead. You're live. Don't listen to whatever you're listening on. Listen to the phone that you're talking on.
You're in the right lane. We're going to continue to encourage Bahamians, right? Because we Georgia and they are a problem. The government is our problem.
Yes.
You see?
This is true.
Right? And we have to get rid of the government.
Yes.
Right? And we can't pass it back to no FLM. People have got to be educated, right? We got to continue. In fact, we need a group to get out there, right? And just concentrate on driving the message, right? Patients ain't our problem. The government is our problem. Because Luby can be big and brazen and blatant like how he is only because the government has enabled him to be so.
Yes.
Right. So we need to get rid of the government.
Yes. Thank you, man.
All right.
Thank you. I appreciate it. He's absolutely correct. The government, they are taking advantage of these Haitian immigrants. There are many of them who have paid to get papers, etc., and they've ripped them off. You know, one person said they paid up to $10,000 and got nothing. They got ripped off. You know, one who paid to a particular minister back when it was in the last administration, and now and nothing happened, and now he had to pay again $30,000-$40,000 in order to get straight under this administration. All right, and so these kinds of things are going on every single day. They're destroying this nation. This is a reality. 803-5995 is the number. Good evening, you're live. Good evening, you're live. Okay, we lost that person. 803-5995 is the number. Call in. Let me know how you're feeling, what you're thinking. All right? There's a lot more that we have to reveal. We just gave them a shot over the bow tonight. But persons in the ministry have been seeing activities that they describe as criminal. Let's go back to the phone lines. Good evening, you're live.
Good evening, President.
Good evening, how are you?
I want to find out if, from your vantage point, can we do anything about auditing all of the citizens just before the election.
Can we do anything about it? Well, we can
Yes.
we can file a judicial review, and we could ask the court to demand an audit if the court would allow it. Okay, we are going to move in the direction of filing a judicial review now that we have the smoking gun, where we have persons who in the department are saying that they have seen and experienced some things that are unlawful and in their opinion is criminal. Based on those things, we can demand certain things. We're going to demand and subpoena certain documents. We are going to demand that they stop issuing work permits and visas, etc., and that they do an audit of the entire ministry, because there's now admissions from persons in senior positions who says that skullduggery went down, including permission letters going out when there was nothing from cabinet, and so they're giving these stuff out willy-nilly, nothing in the newspaper. They're just giving them out, and so we have to challenge this as a Bahamian people. But if the Bahamians don't come out and stand up, they are going to feel emboldened, and they're going to say Bahamians don't care, and going to continue, and your country will be gone.
Okay, thank you so much for answering my question.
Thank you. And so, yes, we have to file a judicial review. It's going to take money, but we're going to have to get this done. We're going to demand his we're going to demand his termination, his immediate termination, and then we're going to fight. All right, we're disgusted at the opposition, all the lawyers that they have in the Free National Movement, and they're not serious. And disgusted at the opposition, that they will not stand up for the Bahamian people. And disgusted. All right, let me take up your comments online. We need external auditors. Yes, as soon as we get in, that is going to happen. You got to get the coalition in. Now, just remember, a lot of people still don't really know what's going on. There are a lot of your friends and family members who they're working so hard every day. They don't have time to watch the news. They don't know what's happening. They're not aware. It is your job to educate them. Don't give up on them. Educate them so they know what's happening. Go to the phone lines. Good evening, you're live.
Good night, President.
Good night.
How are you?
I am awesome.
Just calling to let you know that I will be out there.
Awesome. Thank you for standing up for your country.
I have never missed protest or demonstration yet, and I ain't planning on starting now. I will definitely be there with my boots on.
Amen. Awesome.
I have a question for you, or comment.
Yes.
You mentioned that Tilly has access to the computers.
Yes.
And
The system. Yes.
As a consultant, my question is, do you think Louis has access
As a consultant,
computer as well?
he may. He's opened an office to doing certain things, and he may. Now, the senior officials told me that Tilly has access. They didn't tell me that Louis has access. It maybe just didn't come up. I didn't ask. So he may have access or he may not.
Okay, well, that's right then.
I'm going to try to find out.
Yes, please do.
All right. Thank you for your call.
Thank you.
Good question. So I'm calling on all of the workers at the Department of Immigration. Only one man we have. And you have been tasked with the job of protecting the integrity of this country. We need you. We need you to be strong. We need you to stand up. We need you to stand up against Keith Bell. The media isn't going to cover this. The information I gave you tonight, the media isn't going to touch that. But we are going to go out there. We're going to make our demands. We're going to outline the laws that were broken. We're going to let many of you also sign it. We're going to let you come out there and we're going to sign it. You're going to sign it. And we're going to deliver that to the Cabinet Office, to the Prime Minister, to the Prime Minister's office. And we're going to save our country. 803-5995. Good evening. Good evening, you're live.
Hey, good night, Lincoln. How you doing?
Good night. I'm angry. I'm vexed and cross.
Yeah, me too. I had a thought, suggestion. Since we have supporters on all islands, all the supporters may not be able to make it there for Tuesday. Then my suggestion was that we do a protest where everyone just take their cars or find a major intersection, whatever city they are at, and just stop their cars, get out, take the keys out, and block up the intersection.
Great idea. Whatever island that you're on, you can organize it. You should have an immigration department where you are, or an office of the prime minister. If you are in Grand Bahama and there's an office of the prime minister there, then you go to the office of the prime minister, organize it. I'll encourage people to come out, and guys organize it, and you get people to come out on that island also. And so we have leaders on other islands who want to do the same thing, then I will encourage you to do so.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Once you do something like that, the news and everyone will have to take notice.
All right. So which island are you on?
I'm on Freeport.
Good. You're in Grand Bahama. So we're gonna organize for COI leaders. We're gonna put out the contact of the COI leaders. We want you to go to the office of the prime minister down there on Tuesday. If you're not traveling, for those who are gonna stay, if you're not traveling to Nassau to be here with us in Nassau, if you're gonna stay in Freeport, go to the office of the prime minister in Grand Bahama and have your protest there. All right. Organize yourselves. The chairman in Grand Bahama is Daniel. I'm going to post his number before the end of this, so you can be in contact. And or if someone in Grand Bahama can post Daniel's number in the thread, that really helps. So I don't have to stop to look for it. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Okay, good night.
All right. So that's Nassau and Grand Bahama so far. It's 9:30 a.m. We need you to go out there and we need you to let them know. All right, Abaco. We need leaders in Abaco to do the same thing. Abaco, you have a Department of Immigration down there. I don't think you have an office of the Prime Minister. I'm going to give Crystal Williams and Lovely a call to try to organize in Abaco to get persons out in Abaco. At the same time, so if you're not coming down to Nassau for what we're doing here, we want you to go down to, they have an office of the Prime Minister in Abaco. All right, if they have an office of the Prime Minister in Abaco, then let's go to the office of the Prime Minister in Abaco. All right, and we'll let you, while we deliver the letter here, we're going to send a copy of the letter over there to you in Grand Bahama, to you in Abaco, and let you go down to the office. Someone says in the government building, perfect. And so we need all of you in Abaco to organize yourselves and go down there. We're going to send the same letter we have here in Nassau. So if they don't get it here, or if they don't want me to deliver it here, you deliver it over there. All right. We're going to send it to you. Persons there in Abaco can sign it and deliver that to the office of the Prime Minister there. We got to save our country, man. All right. We got to save our country. All right. We got to do something. We can't just let this go like this. You see what they are doing. Stand up, Bahamians. All right. So at the end of this, we will probably seeing 15 to 20,000 people who have watched this live. We need you to come out, or just keep them continue doing what they're doing. You can say, "Oh, I had to work. I couldn't get the time off." Soon, you won't have a job. Soon, your children won't have a job. Your son that you're trying to raise and who's learning construction now, you won't have anywhere to work. I tell you what's happening. Tell you what's happening. Every day, Bahamians are leaving the Bahamas. Our children are leaving. The new brains are leaving. We are becoming like the Haitians and Jamaicans, and they're replacing us. Freeport. I'm going live again Sunday, everybody. Gotta get this organized. Freeport. Someone post Daniel's number, please. Let's get organized. So Freeport, in any event, 9:30, you go to the office of the Prime Minister in Grand Bahama. All right? Go to the office of the Prime Minister in Grand Bahama if you're in Freeport. If you're in Abaco, the same thing. Go to the office of the Prime Minister in Abaco. All right? We got to get this organized. So I didn't see anyone post Daniel's number. So let me see if I could search that. Daniel, you got so much numbers. I don't know which number to give. that's the problem. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put out the information. I'm gonna put on my Facebook page the contact. We're gonna put it on the flyer the contact for wherever you need to go. We're gonna put that information out there. All right, for whoever you need to talk to, who the contact person is. All right. Someone says, I guess it's the government complex. Yes, let's go to the government complex. Let's protest there. All right. So expecting everyone to get it together. Okay, Daniel Mitchell number is there. It is 359-5118. 359-5118. So that's Daniel's number. 359-5118. So if you need any information other than what we're giving you, 359-5118. So that's Daniel. He's the chairman down there in Grand Bahama. All right, 359-5118. All right, and so let's get in contact with them if you need to organize. We'll keep posting that 359-5118. Grand Bahama, let's get out. Let's go to the office of the Prime Minister down there in Grand Bahama, and let's rock this. Let's rock this, man. Let's let them know that we ain't accepting this. This can't happen. Let the FNM and the PLP know, because the FNM joking too, that we're not accepting this. The corruption and immigration will stop now. We can't let our country go to the dogs. All right. So we've done almost 2 hours for the day. I want to thank everyone who was tuned in. There's a lot to talk about. I really need to talk about BEC and what's going there. I'm just gonna touch on this for you. Listen, BEC, everyone's light bill has doubled. All right, and I'm going to touch on this on Sunday. Everyone's light bill has doubled. But did you know and did you realize that the price of oil has gone down by half since they have increased the fuel surcharge? The price of oil has reduced from about $109 a barrel, I think it is, I'm talking out of my head, to about $60-something a barrel. Did you know that? So if the price of oil is going down, why do they feel the need to add a fuel surcharge? The fuel surcharge they are giving to us has nothing to do with the price of oil. Nothing. Nothing. They are paying off loans with that extra money, and that extra money is going to PLP and FNM, who are benefiting from the price of oil, the fuel surcharge. Greetings, Paul. Good evening, you're live.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, good night, Mr. Lincoln. This is Sister J.
Hey, Sister J.
I was listening to you. There's so much happening in this country, but I would admonish the Bahamian people that if they allow now what's going on, to keep that just to shoot this underneath the rug, that this is a time now, after seeing the boldness of the PLP, and to see the filing of saying that he don't feel as if he have done anything wrong, I would admonish the Bahamian people that after that PLP and DNA and whatever you want to call yourself, this is a time that we as the people have to unite together. This is a time that we have to stand together. We have no problem, like you always say, migrants or foreigners coming into this land. But when keep that thing that he is all powerful, it's time now that the Bahamian people take back all the powers from the PLP and the FNM. Because you can see some of them are there just empty barrel making noise. And as far as the light bill is concerned, well, I should be the first one to say, because this light bill is outrageous. himself talking, but he is still not saying anything. Only thing he said is eloquent speech. And I would acknowledge the Bahamian people that when we call council, don't just come out because you come out for a purpose and a reason. We got to come out against this right bill. We got to come out, especially what Steve Bell is doing. Like Louis George said, and I hope the Bahamian people heard him, that every Saturday and Tuesday a flight comes in from Haiti. I think he said 120 people be on that flight. And he said each one of those people pays $500 for those tickets. I stand to be corrected. So I want the Bahamian people to start counting. Every week, 2 flights comes in from Haiti. With 120 people on it, paid $500. Think about if we don't get rid of these people and make sure when the election is called, if we have to wait for another 5 years, how many of those people will be in this country?
Wow.
May God continuously keep the Bahamas.
Wow.
You know?
Thank
well,
you.
that was all I have to say. And I'll be there with bells on.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Looking forward to seeing you.
God's goodness of the people.
Yes. God bless you.
Amen.
Amen. All right. So, but let me just show you what's happening. Because see, y'all getting ripped off every single day. They tried to make it seem like they were raising. They had to raise it because the price of oil was going up, and that's what they tried to convince you of. You know, and so let me just pull this down for you. I want you to see this with your own eyes. All right, man. There's so much to talk about. There's so much happening in this country, and we only have a certain amount of time. But I want you to spread the word. The price of oil has gone down. There's no reason our fuel surcharge should have gone up. They're robbing you, Bahamas. They're robbing you. See it here? This is the price of oil. So from last June, when they announced that the price of oil was going up, and they had to increase the fuel surcharge. Remember, the Prime Minister said, no, he'll never let that happen. It's not going to happen. All this talks he had. Well, look at this. This is June here. And look what it did then. It went down. Big drop immediately. All right, by July 6th, it was down from 109. June it was $109 a barrel. And it went down by July 6th to $87. And so it goes up and down. But look at the general trend is a downward trend. So it has gone down over this period of time. Now, this is July 28th. Look at what it is, $69 a barrel. All right, $69 a barrel. When I was watching this, it was 67. Now it's $69 a barrel. So this has gone down almost half. Why did our light bill and fuel surcharge double? Y'all are getting ripped off just how the same way y'all are getting ripped off with NIB. They come with some excuse and swing you and talk about, oh, NIB has to go up because of, listen, NIB is going up because they keep taking our money and raping and robbing and spending what they want to spend it on and funneling that money to themselves. The price of oil has gone down. Why? And this also goes on to the F&M. They're saying, oh, well, it's because the government didn't do the hedge, and that's why it's going up. They messed up because they should have done a hedge. What a hedge means is that you can pay for a bulk amount of oil at whatever the price is. So let's say in June, we had a bulk of oil, right, at $109. And you pay for that bulk of oil so that you continue to pay that price. So if the price of oil goes up, you hedge, so it won't go up for you. You keep paying at that price because you paid in advance. But what the F&M is doing to you is deceiving you because you would not have saved. Because if they had paid for bulk at 109, for example, you'd have gotten swing because the price is actually down to $69. So the hedge is a gamble. And they was trying to make it seem, instead of educating you and telling you the price of oil went down, the price of our fuel surcharge should go down, because they are part of it and they're making money from it. Instead of telling the truth, they're trying to play on this lie. They said that see, we had a hedge in place and they should have just gone by the hedge. It's a lie. Good afternoon, you're live. Good afternoon, you're live. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm good. I just want to put this out there, and I just want to let the Bahamian people to know that it's time for everyone who haven't registered to go and register to vote. Don't wait the last minute. We need everybody to be ready and get the message out there. This is something that I want to put out there.
Thank you so much. That is the truth.
Everybody knows. Please try go and register to vote.
Yes. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. We need all of our people to vote. Now, if you're already registered, you don't have to register again. If you voted last time, you don't have to register again. Only if you move or you weren't registered before. So those persons have to register.
So,
but if
do you need an ID to register to vote? I mean, if your voting card
yes, you need an ID. Sometimes they ask you for proof of address. Okay.
I just want to put that out there so people will be aware and to try and go get these things done before time.
Yes, thank you so much. Get your young people registered to vote.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Young people.
A lot of the young people, sorry about that, I hung up, I didn't know you were going to keep talking. A lot of the young people aren't interested in politics. When you were young, you were just interested in entertainment, having fun, that kind of stuff. So you weren't paying much attention to politics until it was time. And then you just voted how your family was voting, right? Because, they've been paying attention. You haven't been paying much attention. So you have to talk to your young people and tell them how to vote this time. All right? Some people say you got to get up to the young people. Young people aren't interested in that kind of stuff. All right? You have to go out there and tell them what they need to do. It is important that you do that. All right? This time. It is important that you tell them, listen, we got to save this country. All right? Because a lot of them aren't focused on politics and that kind of stuff. Now, a lot of them are listening to us, and we thank God for them, but we gotta wake up. All right. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I can do for the night. The last thing I wanted to mention to you, though, was the government just announced. Lion Ryan, in the Senate just announced that the government is going to take $10 million to pay off persons whose properties were acquired by the government, but they didn't get no money. All right, and they're selling that like that's some good thing that the government is doing. Well, it's good that people get paid from the government what they owe them, but most likely that's going to be your NIB money that's paying that. One, and two, that is going to go mostly to persons like Frankie Wilson and PLPs, etc., and FNMs who are in the cliff, who government took land from. So, for example, Hubert Ingram took land in the Pinewood Gardens area and the Seabreeze area from Frankie Wilson there, and built the school. There's two schools there, one of them being Cleveland Indians, and there's two schools there. And Hubert Ingram himself he told Frankie Wilson there, bring your papers because they ain't got no papers. Bring your papers, and then I'll pay you. But of course, once their government get it, they can go around that. But Hubert Ingram never paid them. So a lot of this is going to go to PLP trolls. That's another way they just took money from you, and they're going to take that and push that towards PLPs. All right? That's what's going to happen. Don't be deceived. They try to make everything look like a good thing they're doing. They're tricking you. Everything that they announce to you, you look for the trick. So just remember, ladies and gentlemen, Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. because 9 o'clock is traffic. We want you to have time to get there and be there. We're going to invite the media. But they came out with Pinta and his 15 people. So they must could come out to us, eh? And so we're going to invite the media. Let's see if media is fair. And let's see what's going on with that. Okay? And so we're going to come out and we're going to sign up for this country. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you. I'm going to fight. I'm going to continue to take bullets. I'm going to stand in front of you. There's going to be a lot of attacks over the next few days against me. Every time we're going to do some protest or whatever, they start attacking me. They can't even think of new tricks. They can't even think of new weapons. They're just going to start bombing over me and that kind of stuff. Over the next couple of days, don't pay attention. They can put some stuff out there. They might have something DP saying, Lincoln this or that, Lincoln trip down when he's walking to the mall, and so he could be there on Tuesday. They think of the craziest things. Oh, Lincoln was squatting and something, Lincoln can't travel. They think of all of these nonsense to put out there. Listen, and let me see you all sharing that foolishness, all right? They're going to come with it over the weekend, but we are coming strong. We're going to come focused, and we're going to take our country back. Keith Bell, you cannot give this country away. Keith Bell, you are fired. You are fired. And as soon as the New Bahamas happens, you are going to jail. Immigration officers, stay strong. I got your back. I'm going to stand up and be the voice for the voiceless. I know you can't speak. I know you're in government. I will speak for you. Corruption will end in this nation. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. I go live again on Sunday unless something else happens. But I go live again on Sunday. All I ask you to do is stand with me. I'm going to take the bullets. I'm going to take the blows. And we're going to do this and do this together. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you. I love you. God bless you. And God bless the New Bahamas. See you next time.